I'm Emily Weber, and this is my Lux Fitness Transformational Plan. So getting started with my diagnosis recap. So Lux Fitness is a women's-only gym focused on catering to each type of specific fitness need, and to do this, they are a small business planning to expand by implementing the following. So first is continuous learning, a company-wide process focused on continuous incremental innovation. They also have structured training system and workshop feedback loops and positive environments. So Lux Fitness is this small women's-only gym. They cater to the main types of fitness, so this can look like HIIT workouts, cardio, Pilates, yoga, lifting, or anything else really. Those kind of like are the main categories, and then they can go into more specific areas from there. So how I have this business structured is we find trainees first off, and these are going to become our personal trainers. These personal trainers come in and go through a 6-week program. In this 6-week program, they learn from specialists over each main fitness category that I listed earlier. Again, the HIIT, yoga, Pilates, cardio, lifting, and then the 6th week would be an office week. So this means that they don't just learn the fitness types, but they learn how the gym actually runs and what the executive functions of that gym are. So they learn client management, office management, those kind of things. Okay, there we go. Human Capital Solution Overview. So I said Lux Fitness implemented multiple structured learning approaches to address skill gaps within their trainers or apprentices. So again, this includes a structured 6-week program. It also includes an integrated instruction from in-house specialists, and the test week that was mentioned, monitored by specialists to ensure employee training retention. And then something I added from one of my last 2 papers is integrating a capstone teaching assignment to test the training in front of real everyday clients. So rather than just having that test week where they train the specialists and they teach this class to the specialists and their peers and to the office staff, the executives in the company, they teach it to the everyday employees, say with one hidden specialist in the room. Somebody that they don't know from the company that knows what's going on, and they teach it to them. And that just really evaluates not only their passion for each different category of fitness, but also how much they're really bringing in from their training, what they retain, what they learn, where they're nervous, all those different types of things. And then we have implementation fidelity. So implementation fidelity refers to the extent to which a program is structured and executed according to its intended design. And it is used by. So what I have it used by is quarterly workshops, which ensure operations are running as originally planned and revised corporately if not running smooth. So what I mean by this is the employees come into a quarterly workshop. They bring in the feedback loop. So this can look like a social media comment that a specialist saw that said, "I love my class. I go every day. It's the only thing I've seen results from." Or it can look like a person at the office who heard a person walking out with their best friend saying, "I'm really not getting anything out of this. I'm canceling my membership." It can look like the person who sees the canceled memberships. Just stuff like that. And those are considered my feedback loops. And then they would go through those corporately as the specialists. They would discuss where maybe the trainers need to be revised. Maybe they need to bring in different types of workouts, whatever that may look like. And then I also have the quote here that is pulled from the course text. It says, one of the course texts. It says, "Instructional leadership also requires high levels of knowledge and understanding of curricula, pedagogy in both student-adult learning from Southworth." And then I also quoted where it says that school instructional programs require administrators to be deeply engaged in stimulating, supervising, and monitoring teaching and learning in the school. And I pulled this quote, even though it didn't line up with my exact situation. It was used in schools about principals and teachers and how they need to be deeply engaged with the material that they're teaching to their students. I felt that way hand in hand with what I'm trying to do with this company, and how if these specialists that are teaching these trainers are not deeply engaged, they just check in once, they train them, and then you never hear from them again. or these trainers are not deeply engaged with their clients. It creates this domino effect to where nobody's going to be happy. You're not going to have staff retention. You're not going to have client retention because nobody's passionate about what they are teaching. And so I have set up this program to where each person is trained, put into a category. Say, this person was trained in all the workouts, but they really like HIIT. They're really good at teaching HIIT workouts, which is high intensity training. We're not going to have them go teach a Pilates class. Meaning they would not be passionate and they would not be able to accurately teach the clients, and the clients wouldn't be as passionate about it then either. And then I have my measuring outcomes and impact section. So I said here, the impact of business plans has created the following within the company Lux. Increased staff retention, as I discussed earlier, increased client retention, and improvement in class repeaters. So this would be clients who consistently return to the same class with the same instructor, exhibiting its effectiveness. I also have employee role alignment. So I think the outcome of a workshop would say a lot about employee role alignment. It would show the specialists are still the specialists. The trainers are still the trainers. And if there is any opportunity for advancement, it would be discussed here. I think that by having continuous workshops and allowing those specialists to repeatedly and continuously step into their roles and demonstrate that they are the corporate of the company, or not the corporate, the executives of the company, it would just demonstrate the job role alignment more. And then I quoted here from St. Thomas that when you are diverse, you are able to work better as a team, meaning you pull in different leadership skills, you pull in different passions. It makes you work better rather than just having the same person over and over. Then we have the sustaining the learning system. While the continuous learning methods have already been demonstrated here, is what they are seeing from them and how they are sustaining the learning system. First off, by addressing the fast-changing nature of the fitness industry, by consistently changing rooms or centers to host new trends. So this may look like changing your Pilates room to the newest fitness trend, as well as implementing peer performance monitoring, ensuring everyone is consistently demonstrating passion for their craft. So this may look like a random peer stepping into your class and saying, hey, you are not excited. You are not teaching this correctly. And then ensuring governance is encouraging, not demeaning, and that your boss is there to teach, not rule. This ensures that the specialist, when you are implementing learning, that you are not constantly dragging somebody down. And then I have insights from industry speakers. So we have Steve Letton from Job Forward, and this is his advice. So what I took from his Zoom call is investing in students now results in a long-term impact, and that there's mutual benefit for both the trainers who can help advance in the business and the business who they can help. And then from Emily, I have that performance metrics are critical and allow for employee performance to be monitored, as well as workshop impacts can be measured through performance metrics to see how employees apply them to their lives. So when I break this down, I would like to talk about Steve Letton's first quote and how investing in students results in long-term impact. I would say that I would implement this through making sure that those 6 weeks of training are very impactful to the students, that they don't just see it as 6 weeks and then I'm good to go. It's not that. I want it to be investing in them, like genuinely making sure that they are passionate, that they don't have any questions, that they are good to go teach this class, and then have knowledge far beyond that. That it goes farther into questions that clients may ask them, like random ones, like nutritional questions, whatever that that may be, that I invest the knowledge into them that they need. And then how Emily said workshop impacts can be measured through performance metrics to see how employees apply them to their lives. So I would like to implement this by monitoring my employee or my client satisfaction with their classes before and after the workshops to see how they truly change and how they're going more passionate or less passionate to see if the workshops are effective. So in conclusion, Lux Fitness is a gym that fosters a positive, continuous learning environment. That they are somebody that takes women from their worst to their best and ensures that they have the knowledge to do it along the way, from the specialist to the trainer to the client. Everybody's being given the same knowledge. They're all being given the same opportunity to advance in their craft. And then right here on the side, I have my sources cited, and I thank you for your time.